You see them everywhere, historic preservation majors, around downtown Fredericksburg, gathered in packs staring intently at a building, walking solitarily down Campus Walk, a mysterious yellow box in hand. But what does it hold inside? Why do they like staring at buildings so much? What is preservation? Where did it start? All valid questions we will answer as we spend the next few moments debunking the historic preservation major. Historic preservation is said to have officially gotten its start in the United States in 1858 when the Mount Vernon Ladies Association, led by Anne Cunningham, secured the charter to George Washington's Mount Vernon, which had fallen under large disrepair since his death. What did they want to do with it after purchasing it? Preserve it, of course. This initiative inspired the preservation of other historic houses of the rich and famous, and the idea of preservation was furthered by the Philadelphia Centennial Exposition in 1876. In 1872, Yellowstone National Park was founded, the first national park, and the National Park Service followed not long after in 1916. In 1966, the National Historic Preservation Act was passed, which really got things going, and the practice has only grown from there.
Okay, enough of the boring history already. You're probably still wondering what the heck a historic preservation major does and what kind of job we column-hugging, yellow box carrying preservation enthusiasts are going to get when we graduate. It's a valid question. Historic preservation is a very all-encompassing field. We restore and preserve historic structures, we curate and design museums, you have archaeology, folklore, and there is even a historic preservation officer within each local, regional, and federal planning office in the country. So what does a typical day of fieldwork look like in the shoes of historic preservation major? Let's have a look.
This is an old farmhouse in Stafford County that we'll be driving to document today. In order to do so, however, we'll need a few basic tools. While there is a technological side to preservation, we learn the basic way, and for this project we require nothing more than a long and short tape measure, some handy-dandy graph paper, and a writing utensil, preferably a pencil, and of course a camera. All right, let's go.
One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fire was burning.
After we've collected all of our measurements, we are able to draw an accurate scaled floor plan on paper. We'll later put this into AutoCAD, which is a computer drawing software. Now that we've completed our drawings, we can head off to the Combs lab where we will insert the drawings into AutoCAD. Preservation majors will spend hundreds of hours over the course of evenings and weekends during their 4 years at Mary Washington, but at the end of this time, it is fulfilling because we have numerous accurate scale drawings. These drawings can be used for mere academic documentation purposes for future research or for use in restorations and preservation of historic structures.
So now you have an idea of what myself and many of my fellow historic preservation majors spend our time doing on the weekends. There are so many aspects of a historic preservation major's daily routine, but unfortunately that's all we have time for today. Hopefully though this has given you a brief look of what we historic preservation majors spend our life doing, and you'll think us a little less crazy the next time you see us walking down Campus Walk, toting what seems an oversized yellow lunchbox, or staring intently at some building.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. There's the camera inside that yellow box.
Robert Moses, would you build a highway through my heart? Robert Moses, would you build a highway through my heart? There must be some bond between our houses and our dreams. Nobody had ever dreamed such a monotonous city scene. Except for Robert Moses, Robert Moses, Robert Moses, Robert Moses. We will not be judged by the buildings that we build. No, instead the verdict comes from the ones that we've killed. Robert Moses, Robert Moses, Robert Moses, Robert Moses. Robert Moses, what you do to me? Robert Moses, what you do to me? Oh, Robert Moses, what you do to me?